How are you?
Doing good. All right. So, Mikey, before we get started, can you turn that phone sideways for us today? All right. Awesome. All right, guys. So, just like always, I'm gonna give a quick introduction and then I'll let y'all introduce yourselves, okay? All right. So, once again, family, my name is Dontavious Hill. Today, I'm here with one of my athletes, Mikey, and his mom, Crystal. Mikey just came off of Adidas Nationals and had a really great day. So, Mikey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Mikey. I'm a senior and I jumped 6'4".
All right. And Crystal.
I'm Crystal. I'm the mom.
All right. So, yeah, guys, it was a really great experience. I got to meet y'all again in a competition setting this time. Right. So, of course, got to meet y'all a bunch of times before that, just training Mikey. But this time I actually got to be there and kind of witness, right, what he's doing in the competition. So, Mikey, you PR'd again. Okay. So, you've been putting 1 inch on that PR at a time. Like, you was at 6'1" and you went 6'2", 6'3". Now you're at 6'4", right? So tell me, Mikey, I think you took a couple jumps at it. Did you get it on first attempt or second or third?
Second.
Okay, so we got it on the second attempt. So tell me, how was that, getting over that 6'4" bar?
But it felt good and I was relieved I finally got it.
hmm Because you got to attempt it a few times this season, right? It's like you got some looks at 6'5", you got some 6'4" looks, but it's like, man, we're so close, but we kind of didn't get it. But at Nationals, we were able to put it together, right? So just walk me through your mindset during that competition, Mikey. Like you seemed pretty calm, the entire way. Like tell me like how was it from start to finish, from opening at 6 feet, watching kids come in before you?
I like I would try to keep to myself during meets so I could focus on what I have to do and not let people's higher PRs try to lose my confidence and stuff.
Right. Because you look, like I say, real calm, cool, and collected. I'm like, man, Mikey, he not even gonna smile after he make these bars. You
Mhm.
know, and I was like, man, Mikey, get happy for yourself. And I got to speak with your parents beforehand, just about everything, and you ended up going out there and doing your thing. So Crystal, tell me, what was your experience kind of seeing them do that?
Um, of course, I always think he does well as long as you do the best you can do. I'm fine with it. I was screaming my head off that he did it. I don't know if you're trying to be cool or what, but like, this is a big deal. But in his head, I know he's not going to say it, but in his head, he's thinking, oh, I should have gone higher. I should have gone even higher. But I'm saying be happy with what you've done, be proud of yourself. Then you can set a new goal. But it's okay to scream and smile and be proud. But I did enough for both of us, so it's okay.
Right. And like you said, you kind of screamed your head off out there. And either way, like you said, you're gonna be proud of Mikey whether he jumps this height or that height, as long as he go out there and give it his best effort. Right. And he definitely did give it his best effort. From the angle I was sitting coaching him, I didn't realize how much he was over that 6'4" bar. All right. I know y'all got to see it from the side, which is the video I saw. I'm like, man, like Mikey, you really cleared this bar by a lot. So, Mikey, what was your reaction when you kind of saw the height you had on that bar after the fact?
I was proud and know I have more in me.
Yeah, most definitely. Right. And I don't know if I have the 6'6" jumps too here. Let's talk through 6'6". So when you got to go jump at the next height to go for that double PR, what was that like looking at the 6'6"?
It was my first time attempting it in a meet. So at first I was a little nervous, but the first jump wasn't as bad as I thought. But then the other two, they were kind of bad.
Yeah, and let's pull them up. So I think this is our 6'4" right here. So we come through, pushing, attacking. No, this wasn't our 6'4". This was our 6 feet opener. I believe this is our 6'2". just kind of well over it for the most part, sitting over these bars. And then we go 6'4" right here. I think this will be our make at 6'4". Yep. Boom. And this is the height you got on it. Like you're like above this bar. Like, you got 2 inches on it, Mikey. And I know one of your goals this year, you told me 6'7" was one of your goals. This is 6'4". This jump is good enough for 6'6". So you're right in range of achieving, the things that you want to achieve. I guess for you, Mikey, what's that like, knowing that you like right in that range of jumping
Well,
those bars?
feels good because last year I didn't think I'd be where I am now.
Right. You came a long way, and this is that 6'6" right here. This is that height we got on it. All right. All we got to do, you see that knee? Good job right here with that knee, but trying to figure out how we going to keep that knee even when our back is turned. And that's just going to take you even further up right here. And you get right over top of it. And at this point, it still ain't coming, but then we're dropping our hips right on it. Crystal, what was your reaction at the 6'6" jump?
Well, I mean, I didn't want him to get hurt, but and I already was happy with the 6'4", but every time he jumps, what goes through my mind, he's only 5'8", y'all. People watching, he's only 5'8". He should not be jumping this high, but he's doing it. So as soon as he gets taller, he'll get even more. But I'm just proud of him.
Yeah. And, Mikey, for him to be jumping, clearing 6'4" and getting over 6'6", especially with him starting at 6'1", coming off of last year, it's really impressive. And, Mikey, for you, what was the main thing that you feel like you worked on, leading up to this point, being able to get these PRs?
Well, trying to get my approach more consistent instead of coming in so slow.
You feel like in the past you used to be just kind of slow in the beginning?
Yes, sir. In my last step, I was always reaching.
hmm And speaking of that, you look a whole lot more comfortable just overall, running the approach, you look more comfortable, jumping over the bar, you look more comfortable. Even after you make it, you're still calm, cool, and collected. I feel like that's one of your personality traits, and that's a great thing too. It's like an even keel kind of thing. And that's one thing I talked to your parents about. I was like, man, I wish Mikey would get more excited for himself, because I was like, I love the calm, cool, and collected, but I just want you to know that you're doing a really good job too, right? You know that, right, Mikey?
Yes, sir.
Right. And I want you to know that and understand it. Your parents are supporting you, your grandparents. So we're gonna cheer you on, every step of the way. Like we want you to feel supported, and we also want you to know that you're doing a good job, you know. So even though that I know you wanted that 6'6", so I know you want to jump even higher, you got to also have gratitude. Like, man, I done came a long way, So, man, Mikey, so proud of you. And question for you, Mikey. If you had one thing, to tell an athlete who is probably looking to do well at a championship, right? And even before we get into it, I do want to pull you up right here. So you did get to stand on the podium right here. So you was top four in the nation for your division. How was that, Mikey? Getting in the middle, being on the podium and everything.
It felt good. I was shocked when coming into it. I didn't have expectations to place, but I was just glad I was there.
Yeah, for sure. And Crystal, did you end up getting over here to get these pictures and things?
Oh, yes. I mean, we just came for the bag. So to get the medal was amazing.
Right. Came for the bag. All the kids want the bag and everything. I think before that, Crystal, you had told me like, oh yeah, we got our bag and it seemed like he ready to go home. You know, and he got that bag. So, but yeah, you left with some hardware on top of that. Like And yeah, man, I'm excited for you. I'm happy for you. This is just the beginning. You got more meets to come. And Mikey, for you, I even got another clip right here of you. This isn't your jump, but this is after another kid jumps. You're sitting here waiting on your turn. And I think right after this, you went and jumped the same height. It was either right after, or this was after the 6'6". So you had just finished and supporting other teammates and everything like that. So it was just a fun atmosphere experience altogether. And, Mikey, if you could give advice to a kid who's trying to get better or who, may feel like they're not making progress or something like that, what would you say to them?
Probably the best thing is you just gotta keep believing in yourself, even if people around you, like your team or just other competitors, don't think you're gonna do good. At some point, it's gonna happen.
Right. At some point it's gonna happen. I like that. I like that. All right. And Crystal, what about you? Of course, there are other mothers out there trying to support their kids and, you know, young men growing and trying to make it and trying to do better for themselves. With you supporting Mikey, kind of seeing him grow, whether it's his confidence, his athletic ability, all that, what would you say to other moms supporting their sons?
Listen, get Dontavious on the team because what you told him at Nationals, I had said that. I said run faster, do that knee thing, but he don't listen to me. But he'll listen to Dontavious. Your children will listen to Dontavious. But for real, like the mindset, just keep, yes, do your best, but have your mindset in the right place. Then your body will follow.
hmm I like that a lot.
Mhm. Mhm.
Having that mind right, the body will follow. And, one of the main things that we kind of touched on with Mikey just from the start was just the confidence part of it.
Mhm.
And, it's Mikey, it feels a whole lot different being a 6'4" jumper than it does being a 6'1" jumper, right?
Yes,
It's
sir.
like, man, it's like you're gonna be going to these meets. You now have one of the highest PRs on the board, right? And like, man, who
Mhm.
is this kid? That's Mikey from last year. He done got better now. So it's different now, man. And you came a long way, Mikey, and we're so proud of you. And
Mhm.
just can't wait to see you keep going. Okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all on the next one. Hopefully I get to see y'all at a meet this outdoor season, especially at nationals, if anything.
Mhm.
So, all right. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All
Thank
right, thank you.
you.
Thank y'all.